Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, it's been a good week here. It's May 15th, 2001.
It is.
And I noticed you looking at all our posters around the room.
I was. Yeah, we have Dawson's Creek, Now 2-0, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, we got all the pertinence. I don't know about you, Carol, but I feel the weight of the world on me
Surely Buffy does.
to talk about this episode.
Because she's actually catatonic.
Catatonic.
Crazy.
That's how the doctors describe it, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, she's catatonic. Yeah, I noticed. So Joss Whedon has a habit of writing, like, everyone's dialogue is just a little bit too clever.
Okay.
And there was Glory was talking about feelings and feeling like a human being and stuff like that, and we're just meatbags controlled by hormones and pheromones and emotions and who can live like this and everything and all that stuff. And her little rant just reminded me of she's just a little. It's just a little too clever.
Okay.
Pulled me out of it just for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, just like when she was like, who can live like this? And then Dawn said, Buffy can.
Yeah.
And then Buffy's fucking catatonic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cata-fucking-tonic, yes.
But this episode opens kind of where the last one left off.
Yeah.
Where she's just they brought her inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's no longer on the ground.
And she's sitting there.
But yeah, she is checked out.
And Spike is like, so maybe we can find Ben. And everyone's like, why? What do we need Ben for? And he's like, because Ben is Glory. And they're like, what?
Yeah,
Ben is working with Glory?
They all forgot and just cannot wrap their brains around the fact that Ben and Glory are the same person.
Even after he fully explains it.
Right.
They are still don't get it.
It's weird.
It's like some sort of magic that distorts people's brains, which I guess is why they were never able to figure out what body Glory was in.
Yeah.
But also, who did that? If they poured this Gata into a human body as punishment and as imprisonment, why'd they also give her a defense?
Well, I don't know that it's a defense necessarily. I mean, if they want her to stay in this body prison in this dimension, they need to hide her.
I guess that's true. If Ben dies, does she get released? Because, she should be immortal. She's a god. She talks about being immortal in this episode.
Yeah.
But so if Ben gets killed, does she get released?
That's a good question.
Because that would be a reason because, you see a baby shape-shifting. You'd kill it.
Would you?
I don't know. People would.
It's not like the Dark Ages. Kill the baby.
It's a witch!
Drown it.
But anyway, so Buffy is, catatonic. I'm sorry, cata-fucking-tonic. And they don't know what to do. And Willow takes charge.
Yeah, she tells everybody what they're going to do.
Uh-huh.
She tells Anya to take care of Tara.
Yep.
She tells Spike to find Ben.
Yeah, find Ben / Glorificus.
And she tells Xander and Xander to take Giles to the hospital.
Correct.
And then she's like, and I'm going to go into Buffy's brain.
Yeah.
Now, prior to that, though, Spike does try to smack Buffy out of it.
Yeah, he does smack her a few times. Snap out of it!
And everybody's like, you can't do that. But, you can. And he did.
So this episode is split between two different perspectives, basically. This feels, I don't know, I mean, it was an okay episode. But
yeah, it wasn't great.
I feel like it feels a lot like wheel spinning before it feels like we had 22 episodes worth of story, but there are 23 episodes in a season. So we need to like kind of just spin our wheels in one episode before we get to the end.
Yeah.
Because this is the second to last episode of the season. And not a lot happens. We get some like personal development, I guess, a little character development with Buffy.
Yeah.
A little character drama with Buffy. And so it's split between that inside Buffy's head, Willow and Buffy together in her head, and Ben slash Glorificus
and Dawn.
Yeah.
Because they have Dawn, and she's bleeding. She's obviously been hit in the head.
She's bleeding.
Yeah, she had like a red mark on her forehead.
Did she?
Yeah, a scrape. It's not like she's actively bleeding, but
yeah, because they hurt her. Because they make a big show of we can't waste any of her blood.
Yeah, well, there's a scrape on her head. Oh.
But the point is, so Glory's got Dawn, and she's starting to feel guilty.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, she's like, "Are you okay? What can I do? What am I feeling? Why do I want to make you feel better?" Like, right. Yeah. And Dawn's like, "Guilty? You feel guilty?"
Yeah, the walls between her and Ben are like slowly coming down.
I wonder if it's because of whatever alignment's supposed to be happening.
That's my guess. Yes.
Has this never happened before, this alignment, I wonder? And, like, what happens if they don't use Dawn's blood?
I guess it just passes.
Do her and Ben stay in the same body still? Like,
that would be my guess, yeah. Huh. I don't know if this is, like, her one and only chance, or if it's, like, her you know, like, the one chance in Ben's lifetime, maybe? I don't know. What happens if the alignment or whatever passes, and she isn't able to open the portal, and then she has to live in Ben's body the rest of his life? What happens when he dies?
That is a great question.
Does she go to a different body? Or does she die with him? She's supposed to be immortal.
I mean, that would be the ultimate punishment if she actually had a mortal death.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But here's my other question that I was thinking about. Because they're anointing Dawn and everything, and Glory explains that in order to finish out this ritual, they have to bleed her dry.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they open up the key. That's how the key opens up the thing or whatever. They bleed her dry. But the monks could have turned her into anything. What if they turned her into, like, a rock? How do you bleed a rock?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, she could have been turned into, like, they were literally looking for anything. They didn't say it had to be a living thing.
Right. That's a great question, honey. Like, these are really good questions that the show has failed to answer, and it's kind of making me bummed out.
I mean, I assume that if it was, I mean, maybe bloodletting isn't although Giles later looks it up or whatever and says it's a bloodletting ceremony.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I guess if the key is in something else, they could do something that's the equivalent of bloodletting, I guess.
Maybe it had to be something with blood. Maybe it had to be a living thing.
That
has blood. Just not
guess.
Necessarily a person.
Right.
Maybe it could have been a cat or a rat. Or,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, so they're going to, maybe they just have to kill it. Maybe that's the whatever it is. So it's like if it was a rock, they'd just smash it.
Maybe.
What if they disguise it as an actual key?
Yeah. But destroying it is what everybody wants to do to her anyway. Beforehand, or to prevent it, or whatever.
Well, yeah, they want to kill her because. So I'm thinking that they can only do it. They can only do it if they kill her before the appointed time. Then she can't be used. If they kill her after the appointed time, she can't be used. If only it's when she's killed ceremonially at the appointed time can the key be used.
But then Glory was getting, like, annoyed and, like, just get on with it, I'm not waiting, or something like that. Don't you remember?
Yeah, but then her acolytes stopped her.
Yeah.
Because they were like, no, because if you do that, it won't work. And she's like, yeah, okay. I'm just getting, my emotions are getting the best of me.
Yeah, she's losing it.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess the easiest way to tackle this is one thing at a time.
Yeah, I mean, we already have been tackling Dawn's story, so let's finish that, and then we can talk about Buffy.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to annoy you.
Well, no, it's just, like, I thought we were doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was asking general questions that I had about what was going on.
So, while Glory and Dawn are hanging out, passing time, waiting, Glory starts turning into Ben.
Yeah.
Back and forth. And they're having an argument, and Mark keeps going, run, get out of there.
Yeah.
But she actually does try at one point, but Glory grabs her and throws her.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually Ben grabs her and drags her off and is like walking through town with her. But we find out he's also going to kill her. Because he just wants to kill her before Glory does, so Glory can't use her.
Nope.
No. Yes.
Nope. Not
Yes.
At all. Not at all.
What?
That's not in any way what happened.
He was going to kill her. She was not safe with either one of them.
So this is fast forwarding to the end of Dawn's storyline. But while I'll back us up. While they're in her little like enclave, I don't know where the fuck they even are. But she's talking about, we're gonna get you ready for the ceremony and we're gonna have girl talk and all this stuff and everything. Then Ben and her like start changing, like you said. Ben kind of takes over, and he's like, she's like, you can't, she's gonna hurt me. You can't. He's like, I remember now. I remember all the things that she was doing. She killed all these people, all this blood on my hands and everything. How could she do this? And Dawn's like, she's gonna hurt me. We gotta go. And he's like, all right. And he calls that one guy in there that's doing the anointing, and he like beats him up. And he's like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. And he goes, I'll take you as far as I can take you before she starts like taking over. Then you gotta get away. They go to like because the acolytes are all looking for her, those little minion guys. And Ben takes her into this alley where she hits him over the head with a ball of chains. It's weird. And he wakes up as Glory. And that's when he starts having that argument and changing back and forth and stuff like that. Now, the argument, it means something here. At one point, because she's talking about, like, yeah, I'm going to fucking be a god again, and I'm going to have all my godly powers and stuff. And he's like, yeah, and then I'm going to die. And she's like, I know, I feel your pain, I feel you're scared and everything. And he goes, then he picks up a bottle and breaks it and holds it to Dawn's neck. And then he's like, I'll just kill her now so that you can't use her. And she's like, no, you don't want to do that. And she, like, throws the bottle away. And basically, she's like, look, I'll make you a deal. I'll have the power of the gods. If you help me with getting Dawn and sacrificing her, then I will grant you immortality. You can live forever. And he's like, once we're separated bodily, and he's like, how could I live with myself if I was immortal? It wouldn't mean anything. And she's like, come on, it's who cares? Once you have the immortality and stuff like that, all these petty emotions are all going to go away, and you won't even care. And he's like, all right. And then he grabs Dawn by the hand, and he's like, sorry, it's you or me. And then he leads her out of the alley and to the acolytes. So he's not going to kill her before the ceremony, so Glory can't use her. He's going to work with Glory. That's the thing. They were having a fight between the two of them, and she resolved it. And now she won't be so held back and not be able to kill her anymore, because now they're going to work together.
Oh. I don't know how I miss this stuff.
I don't either. But when I was relaying all that information just now, you were like a little kid, just like sitting there, just looking up at me with big eyes, like, "Oh, tell me this interesting story."
Fuck you. Anyway, Buffy. Let's talk about Buffy.
Yeah.
So Willow has done magic.
Yep.
To go into Buffy's head.
What a sentence.
Because she's catatonic. Mm-hmm. And Buffy has this whole weird thing going on where she's a little girl.
It's a loop.
It's kind of like Groundhog's Day.
Just
the same day over and over.
Loop. Well, it's the same several days.
Same few memories over and over. So she's remembering when her parents brought Dawn home, which is not even a real memory.
No.
Because it's an implanted memory.
There is only one real memory in this memory loop.
Yeah. Then she remembers putting a book on the bookshelf at the magic shop. Mm-hmm. And then she remembers going into Dawn's room and smothering her with a fucking pillow.
Yeah. Not before going into her mom's room and seeing her mom's grave in her bedroom.
Yeah.
And then going in and smothering Dawn with a pillow.
So it's kind of more like just a bad dream almost.
Yeah.
And Willow's in there with her and she's trying to talk her into like coming out of this. Come on. And like Buffy's like, no, this is my gift. This is what I got to do. I've got to kill my sister.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing too, is that she has a memory of, we only go there once.
Oh yeah. The first Slayer.
But the first Slayer, the fire thing, that episode where it's like your death is your gift.
Yeah. So
and Willow's like, death is what now?
So Willow gets that little piece of information. Mm-hmm. And they go through this, 3 times at least. And Buffy admits that the magic shop thing is a moment that she was thinking about Dawn and that she was going to have to, die. That she was going to... Oh, God, help me. I'm messing it up again.
It's just so entertaining to watch you try to figure it out. We just watched this episode.
I know.
What happens is that Buffy says that's the point in which she gave up.
Yeah.
That's the point in which she realized that she couldn't beat Glory.
Yeah, she couldn't defeat Glory.
And she wasn't going to defeat Glory. And that Glory was going to kill Dawn, and then everyone would feel sympathy for her, and they would say, nice things and how sorry they feel for her and everything. And that she was relieved. That part of her was relieved because it would all just be done. She wouldn't have this burden anymore.
And she feels like that makes her responsible for what's happening to Dawn now because she gave up.
Yeah, because there was something she could have done or something she could have said or whatever that she didn't do because she gave up in that moment. That's what that's the significance of that moment. And then Willow's like, but you have had, she says the title in the show. She says, you've had the weight of the world on your shoulders since high school and you keep coming back. She says, it's understandable that you would have 1 second of doubt.
Yeah.
And not want to do it anymore, but that doesn't mean you're responsible for Dawn's death. And she's like, but I am. I killed Dawn or whatever. And Willow's like, Dawn is not dead yet. And she's like, well, what if I can't come out here? And she's like, then I guess you're right. Then I guess you are responsible for her death.
Yeah, and I guess you did kill your sister. She says that she's walking away from her. And that's what gets her out of it, though.
Yeah,
she wakes up. Buffy wakes up.
Now, there is one other piece here before we get to the last scene. And it involves Xander and Spike. And Giles. But Giles doesn't go. They're looking for their Glory, and they're like, where the fuck could she be? And Spike says, I know a demon that might be able to help us out with where she is. And it's the demon that he took Dawn to resurrect the mom.
That creepy lizard man with the tail.
So he starts talking to him, and he's like, yeah, there's this fucking demon, and she wants to kill Dawn and, bring all the worlds together or whatever. And he's like, oh, you're talking about Glorificus. Oh, you won't be able to defeat her. She's, death is, whatever. You could maybe do this. So, I know a guy that knows a guy in China. And he's like, how are we supposed to get to China? Teleport? And he's like, well, if you're into it. And Spike's like, you're lying. And I think you're standing in front of what we need. at some box or something like that.
Yeah.
And the guy takes out a sword and he's like, fucking, they're not just those minions follow Glorificus. I do too. Mm-hmm. And he starts to fight them. And he throws the box in the fire. Spike goes and retrieves the box out of the fire while Xander somehow overpowers him, grabs the sword, and stabs him.
Yeah, crazy, because, again, Xander's just a normal human dude.
And his blood's blue.
Yeah, well, he's a demon, so that makes sense. I guess he must be a royalty demon.
Yeah, exactly.
The blue blood.
But then they grab the box and they leave, but the guy is still alive.
Yeah.
His eyes pop open.
So I'm guessing we'll see him in the next episode as well.
I'm guessing we'll see him at some time, yeah. I mean, he also says that, Dawn's going to owe him a favor or whatever, too, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so did he even know that Dawn was the key, did he?
No.
Okay. But anyway, so they stab him and everything, and they get the stuff, and that's what Giles, I think, is looking at. There's stuff in there or something like that, I don't know. But Giles is like, so the only way to stop this thing is that Dawn has to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Buffy comes out of her thing and comes into the magic shop with Willow, and that's when he tells them all that that we're going to have to kill Dawn.
So that's how they're going to have to beat her.
That is how the episode fucking ended.
Yeah. So the implication is that's how the season's going to end. They have to kill Dawn.
So Dawn's got to die one way or another.
Yep.
And I mean, I guess if you really accept that as a fact, it makes sense for them to kill her rather than letting Glory do it.
Yeah, all of existence being destroyed, yeah.
But it seems like there has to be another way.
You would think, but I mean, I don't know. It makes a bit of logical sense that they would have to kill Dawn. She was... This whole season's been kind of weird. It opened up with Dracula, actual Dracula.
Yeah.
Who's not really dead, I guess.
Right.
But also his castle just appears out of nowhere. That they still have never that whole thing's weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke or what. But,
yeah, it felt like a jokey episode.
But anyway, so we start out with that, and then we get to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Buffy's mom dies. Dawn might have to die. Way too much seriousness for a season that started out like that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm interested for next week to see what happens.
Yeah.
But that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own sacrificial key.
You can write us at latefee1994@aol.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.